Ugh. Hello. Hello. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm about the same as I've ever been. Generally confused. You know how it is. Yeah. Back to work on more Pigs video. Gonna do my best. I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of going back and forth. Like, I want to work on Pigs video, but also I keep getting all ideas for my own projects, so and different things to do with them. But I don't know. I'm sure I can do my best to make sure that Pigs get some more good artwork, same as it ever was. Yeah, by that band. I don't know who sang that song, or even necessarily all the words. I just know, letting the days go by, etc. Kermit the Frog in a oversized white jacket. Pig behind a desk. So, hello, Paula. I hope you're doing well. We're gonna label this BG-1-ink, and then this one BG-1-color. Professor Pig. Batman villain. I made that joke yesterday. So hi, Amit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like part of what I was thinking about was like the Wallop brothers and what to do with them going forward. To a degree, I have been pretty happy with the comics and their increasing quality. I guess for me, it's always kind of a layout thing. But I feel like at the end of the day, I'll probably just, I'll keep doing my comics how I've been doing them. Like, I'd like it to be, I don't know, I guess marketable. I'd love to make marketable plushies, but I don't know. The other idea was doing short stories. Maybe I'll do that because what was I thinking of? Because then I can kind of do like a Hobbit sort of thing, where there's just general, like I have the Hobbit right here. I need to read through this, and Wizard of Oz. I've read through that. Make little short stories with Walt and Willie. I don't know if anyone liked that, if they'd like that more or less than comics. But I got work to do with Pigs, so how about we make a mega group classroom? And we'll just leave this for right now, because we're gonna start with this one. Fucking, it looks like the Windows 95 screensaver. You know what? Yeah, I mean, I haven't made any merch and really don't have any plans to ATM, because at the end of the day, not exactly enough people read the comics to make that a super great idea, so it's whatever. Well, I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall as you do. Good old art spaghetti. I should rasterize both of these. Like, I could just shrink this image down and try to make it so that, like, and then just draw out the sides, what with the grass and sky and what have you. But I'm experimenting. Oh yeah. Like I said, I hope y'all had a good day. Honestly, I'd just be tired, but you know, what else is new? That's the wrong number. Up. Up. This might work. Ah, beans. Okay, yeah, I did something wrong last time. That was on me. There. Okay. Lord. CSP just has some weird shit in its... Like, this is the reason I didn't do digital art for the longest time. Was just like... like... The way they design some UIs... my brain cannot wrap its mind around. Like, unless I'm mistaken, there's not a way in CSP to just draw a straight line with a brush, with like a pen. Like, you have to, you just have to line it up real good. You gotta fudge the numbers a bit. And I don't know what that's about, but they should have thought of that. Every now and then I need straight lines, and I don't feel like, I don't know, doing something funny like draw a rectangle and then erase 3 sides. Oh, that's not, nope. That's not on a separate layer. Huh, interesting. So this, I was talking to Pig after stream yesterday, and I pitched this, which is making it so that, what was I thinking of? Just basically making it so that the backgrounds during each part of the video corresponding to the different games, like they're just kind of the cover art, because the cover art, I like the cover art of Xenoblade. I think I was saying that yesterday. Because I mean, it's just kind of like a field, right? So my idea was just like, we can just do this, save a lot of time in drawing bigger scenes, and then was thinking of. I have such brain fog right now. It's not funny. Oh my god, what is happening? I'm already not streaming tomorrow. So like, I'm not about to cancel stream, but scary. Scary little amount I'm able to think. Goodness me. Crayon. I want crayon. I just... Yeah. Alright, we're gonna do this. About 50. I think 50 is better. I think I'm just tired. I mean, again, grass is green, sky is blue, but... You eat, hydrate. I have been doing both those things. Honestly, to a degree, it might just be me being like, I want to draw my stuff. The desire to call out of work is ever hanging over my head. So just be like, hey, I don't feel like it. But like I said, I'm trying not to do that for many a reason right now. So I'm gonna try and be a good boy and be responsible, yada yada yada. You know, not to vent to you, Chad, but I imagine part of it is just being like, man, I want to do a lot of things and try and be successful with them, and then just like never having time to do them. I've talked about this a lot, but is that kind of stuff I think is draining me and making me all brain farty. In relation to my brain fartitudes. Yeah. Did I mention that I started playing an old DS Yu-Gi-Oh? I think I did. It has some annoying early enemies. One of like the earliest enemies in this 2009 Yu-Gi-Oh game, his deck is specifically designed to get you to card out, i.e. like you have no cards in your deck so you can't continue the game because you have to do a draw phase, and there is no exception to that. And I'm just like, why were they expecting kids to do this? Honestly, I definitely mentioned this before. There's the Yubel deck in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the whole gimmick is that like the monsters have 0 attack, but the user can't take any damage, so it gets redirected back at the attacker. And there's a bunch of other ones where I'm just like, this the point of this build is to make it so that I can't play the game anymore. I don't like this, it's not fun. So. Like, specifically in online matches, whenever I see that, I'm just almost immediately just like, forfeit, leave, I don't care. Because to me, it's not forfeit. To me, it would be like if we're on the schoolyard and you pull that deck out, and I just go, oh, well, I won't have fun, so I won't play with you. Oh, what's that? You don't like the people playing with you to have fun? Then we won't play together. It's interesting how that works out. I don't care if it increases your rank. Fuck you. Suck my nards. Eat my shorts. Man, I've probably talked about this before, but I haven't seen like any Matt Groening show. I haven't watched Futurama. I haven't watched The Simpsons. I haven't watched other ones he's done. And at this point, it almost just feels like, and it'll stay that way. Regardless of their quality. Simpsons is like One Piece, except where I can say that One Piece is mostly good throughout. There's a large contingent of Simpson fans that say, no, actually don't watch past this season because then it's bad. I'd say you ought to watch Futurama. I have heard better things about Futurama. I don't think it's nearly as long as The Simpsons. So that argument applies less. I've heard better things about Futurama than The Simpsons. Even though, from my knowledge, The Simpsons is like a historic show. You know, with its influence and what have you. Its placement in time. Yeah, so one of the things I was thinking about doing with my comic was making it into like an adventure book. Like, I want it to be cartoony. And honestly, as opposed to other projects I do, I'm not even necessarily hesitant to be like, you know, to be like, I'm not even hesitant because of any loss of like visual elements. You can fill a book of any kind with little doodles of your fun little guys, and that all works out. I feel like part of my problem is I still want there to be a comedic element, and I don't know how much comedy would come through on the printed page. I don't know how many people would be like, oh yes, find enjoyment in that. Don't remember what season I started trailing off. Yeah, that'll happen. I can remember about where in SpongeBob I stopped watching. But, you know. But I couldn't tell you the season exactly. And I do feel like that's equivalent. What else was I thinking of? Yeah, I don't know. Never watched SpongeBob. SpongeBob's good. My other idea with the Wallop Bros is... Because right now... I've thought of this for a while about, like, finishing the first story arc and then taking a look to see what I can do to maybe improve it. Make it in a way that people get more interested in it. And I feel like my two paths right now, outside of any comic strip, is, like... make a illustrated novel or make a gag manga. Both have their ups and downs. I don't know if anyone's really gonna hang with me as I do one or the other. So, and would a gag manga make it too similar to One Piece? It's hard to say. I'm legitimately just approaching this like Crayon. One of the other things that got me thinking about this was Deja started reading Wizard of Oz today. And I was like, oh, I like Wizard of Oz. Be cool if I could make something like that. I was like, what? That's why I brought up like Wizard of Oz and like The Hobbit and everything. Who knows? Maybe it might be worth trying to write out Walt and Willie's adventures and see if it has any appeal. I don't know. I did see a post recently talking about kind of like, hey, you know, like people are like, yeah, likes don't really mean anything, but it lets artists know that you gave us a little thumbs up on one of our pieces, and I would stress the importance of that, just because otherwise, like, I feel like I'm partly in this situation because I don't get a lot of feedback on the comics. Like, I got like Meat and some friends occasionally being like, yeah, I like it, but that doesn't, like, I can still be like, well, maybe it would be better. Maybe they like it, but maybe if I want it to be better, I should try out new things. So, I don't know. I don't know how many people would be... Oh, wait, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Fun times. I don't know how many people would be interested in a cartoony-esque adventure novel with anthropomorphic animals. So, like, if I start putting out fun illustrations of the brothers that are meant to accompany the larger book, would that be more appealing to people than just the comic strips by themselves? I don't know, I'm not people. One thing's for certain, and it's that I don't know fucking anything. You have a lot of furries. Yeah. Blame Disney. They created the standard to which all furries are held. And you can ask any furry about it. They'll be like, it's true. No, never any shade towards the furries. They're the backbone of the world. They're the glue that holds our reality together at the moment. And I mean, fucking, who's out here saying that golden and Renaissance age Disney characters aren't well designed? If you are, you're lying. Though, going back to what brought kind of the subject on for me, Deja's gotten a hyper focus on Wicket with the movie out. And they're like, I'm gonna read Wizard of Oz, because I'll take any scrap of Wicket I can get. And I was like, well, I love that book, I hope you like it, knowing full well that it is a different beast from Wicket altogether, right? And then they texted me this morning, they're like, I started Wizard of Oz, fucking love this book. And I was like, yay! Yeah. I will say one thing. So part of the thing I'm thinking about in terms of, you know, making the Wall of Prose a little illustrated book series is that one adventure is not necessarily one book. It becomes more like an anthology where one adventure is one short story and then a book is many short stories held together. And then I can kind of use that to gauge interest with people. But, you know, I'm just spitballing. Like I said, with the thing I was talking about with like, with like, the whole likes and everything for artists, is like when I'm trying to find my mojo with different experiments. It's like, when I'm not getting feedback from people, it's just like yelling into the void. Just like, well, I don't know what to do. Does it even really matter when you think about it? Yeah. I have talked before about the idea of like Wall Brothers as like a children's book, granted in different presentation styles. And whether anyone or not thinks that would be kind of like, I don't want to say more marketable because it's not even down to that. Would it have more appeal, I guess would be a better way of phrasing it. Another way of going about that. Yeah. I don't know. First pirate. Yeah. I mean, what was I thinking of? I feel like part of the appeal of short stories on top of everything else is that I might be able to submit them somewhere to get more eyes on them. That might be fun. I think mine... Well, that's one reason I was thinking about Wizard of Oz and stuff. Yeah, there's guns and stuff in there, but... You know, it's as bad as any classic Disney film or classic kids media. Oh, everyone's very Second Amendment. Until I give the 12-year-old a flintlock pistol. Oh, I see how it is. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. It's a real complicated topic to talk about most of the time. Oh, but the moment we hand little Walter a, a 16th century firearm, then it's a problem. Hi, Pig. Pig, what do you think about... What do you think... We're gonna lighten this sky up. What do you think of crayon drawing of Xenoblade 1 so far? Xenoblade 1? Crayon drawing. I'm not putting the Monado in there. The Monado is essentially a prop on the cover, and if I add it, it'll take away from whatever is in there. I think you're neat, Pig. Now, Pig, tell me how I should approach my art from... How should I approach all of my art going forward? You're commissioning me to do this big piece. Take responsibility for your child. Stealth. I see no stealth. That scared me. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about my friend, Stealth. My friend Stealth, who is named Stealth. But I see now that you were talking about, like, approaches to things. And you were saying to take the stealthy approach. Keep doing what you're currently doing. Well, I've done that, Pig. And I don't think anyone likes it. Huh. Interesting. Keep doing what I'm doing. But that feels bad. Minecraft villager has existential crisis ASMR. That's my favorite YouTube video. Yeah. Honestly, I should say appeal, because in terms of, like, I don't really mean marketability when I say marketability. I just mean what people will like. Yeah. I think you'd have a point there, Meat. So. Oh well. We'll see. I'll try some things out. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna keep up the comic strip ATM. So. I will say, that's the other thing that has, like, making the Wallop Brothers an adventure book, an anthology and kids adventure book, a more appealing prospect than a gag manga, because if I do a gag manga, then what was I thinking of? Also that. Wait. I'm a dumb idiot. I'm a dumb idiot. Anyway, if I do a gag manga, I probably wouldn't be able to keep up with the comic strip. So. Doing something slightly less intensive on art, at least in the beginning phases, much more appealing. But yeah, I don't know. I think there'd be a really cool way to make Walt and Wally a book series, but who even knows how to do that? F. Scott Fitzgerald? Probably not. She's dead. Mary Shelley? Almost certainly not. He's also dead. Thinking of fuck Hemingway. They're alive, actually. They're alive. Not a lot of people know this, but they don't talk to me. They have me blocked on all major forms of communication. I found out they were alive, and they were like, Cahill, I might not be dead, but after meeting you, I wish I was. I'm like, damn. Talk about the old man in the sea. And the C stands for Cahill. See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. Stop saying that shit. Yeah. Big Bobot. Big Gobot from Transformers. Transformers, Gobots in disguise. Transformers, reused marketable assets. Robot. So, Pig, this is the Mechonis turtle, correct? I didn't realize that until, like, reading your script, but now looking at it as I'm drawing it and thinking about the things you've told me. You give feet? I mean, I gave Pig some feet yesterday after stream. But this one definitely doesn't have feet. Mechonis turtle, gotcha. See me? That's what you saying that makes me be like, oh, I do have to change how I'm phrasing it. I hate what you just said. And me just said things I was saying. Oh no! Totally has feet. Pig, have you watched The Owl House? Pig, if this video does well, can I make a follow-up about how The Owl House is a Xenoblade game? Pig. I have, okay. Did you, having knowledge of this game before watching it, immediately think of the Xenoblade connection? Because I just thought of it. I was like, wait a minute. Titan's sinking into a deadly sea. That's the Owl House. Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. A group of spunky young teens fighting against ancient forces and oppression. That's Xenoblade. Someone get Dana Terrace on the phone. I've seen some stuff from Dana Terrace in terms of like tweets and everything. I don't think I've seen her talk about I don't think I've ever seen her talk about Xenoblade, but I could you restart, finish Owl House. I would say if you only got past like the first few episodes, then you don't need to restart it, because it's definitely one of those things where it's slower to pick up its story, you know? Like, if you're looking for all that juicy story, then you're good going about you're good getting into a little into season 1 before that really picks up. But if you're like on season, if you just start like season 2 or whatever, then maybe. Up. Give me it. Yeah, Owl House is good. See, now that's an artist who knew what they wanted to do with their characters, even if they went to the wrong producers with it. No shade, Dana Terrace, I don't blame you. You had the opportunity to put your show on a big network thing. It's not your fault they're a nightmare. Have a good shower, pig. I'll keep drawing this turtle. Feel free to check back anytime. I just realized. So I'm going to end up for the bit drawing a bunch of like the Xenoblade Titans as turtles, as I've tortured Pig with many times. Right? You with me so far? Okay. But with what I'm doing right here, I've now just realized that I've drawn something like one of the actual Titans in its actual appearance in the background. So now when the turtles come up, it's just like even more confusing. And you want to know something? I'm okay with it. Especially because it's going to be funny. Did you guys even think that it would be funny? Alright. Okay, I think that's pretty good. What I really need to do now is lighten up this sky. Lighten up a bit, would ya? You know what I need to do when I start getting all existential about my art? I need to start listening to Banana Man more. Banana Man, the Tally Hall song, I feel like has just some good general messages about just like, hey dude, chill out. I've seen some people be like, yeah, that song's about drugs, but I've seen other people be like, no, it's just a fun song. The band came forward and said, oh, we wanted to make a fun song, and that's a fun song. It's a fun nonsense song. And I like to believe the latter, so I'm going to. I don't necessarily need a song that I think is just generally very fun to be like, and secretly it was about drugs. I am Tally Hall Skylar. I am the one who hauls. I've never seen Breaking Bad. I've said this many times. And I've also said many times that I probably would just rather watch Better Call Saul, at least as like a start. And honestly, I should. But I have a large fucking list of to-dos in terms of media consumption, so some far more relevant to like the stuff I want to do in general. So I'm just getting really into drawing the sky right now, if I'm being honest. Yeah, if you look cross-eyed, it kind of looks like the cover to Xenoblade 1. Man, Ocean Man. Ocean Man is very fun. I do like Ocean Man. See, that's why I need to go back and watch, like, OG SpongeBob. Because then you get good old Ocean Man. Take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean Man. Gonna know the real trip. Ocean Man. Take me. I wish I could listen to Ocean Man on stream. Something tells me that's not gonna fly though. Actually, I just got an idea. Idea Cahill. You can't once. Like I said, so this looks crummy, right? But it's like supposed to, so we're kind of on the right track. We're not necessarily like lost in the woods here. I think there's just things we need to do here and there to actually make it something. Honestly, I mean, to a degree, even though dearest Barry Kramer can be hard on his art skills, he's got a knack for that crayon aesthetic. And frankly, I feel like that's a gift. He does a real good job at making very earnest, charming drawings. So, he does a really good job at drawing my friend Ernest. Stupid dog, you made me look bad. That's not Ernest, is it? Oh, I gotta look it up. Let's see. It's Courage Muriel Eustace. I was about to say. It's very scrungle. Oh my gosh, did you guys see? They named brain rot the word of the year. I saw some people like reacting negatively to that. Here's my counter. It's not like I literally did a bit about this like last night's stream. It's not like they made skibbity the word of the year. It's specifically brain rot, which I think is a legitimately useful word in describing just like, oh yeah, my mind's just been fucking broken that way. Like it's not like brain rot is a completely nonsensical, purely meme word. It's been used with memes very recently. Like it specifically has developed kind of its own genre at the moment. But in general, it's a useful word to describe skibbity. Gaslighting? Well, gaslighting. Let me gaslight you a little, chat. Gaslighting was a thing before that was a meme too. So yeah. And honestly, chances are, like, so was brain rot, you know? Brain rot's been a term thrown around before. It's just that now it's specifically kind of, like I said, got its own genre. So people are just like, oh, how could you do it? Cringe! But honestly, I'm just like, no. No, that worked for me. Honestly, I think that's as good as we're getting it. I don't mean to toot my own horn. I think that's pretty good. Are there clouds in front of the Titan? No, not really. I might. Here's the thing. I might erase the very bottom of the Titan a bit. I mean, we're not done with this section yet. I still got stuff to do. But like I said, in terms of just like fucking with the sky, I think we got it. Stop fucking with the lights. Nosferatu. Oh, I thought of something. Oh, I thought of. This is not funny. I shouldn't say it on stream. I thought a topical joke the other day. You know the SpongeBob scene where like, woman who turned off the lights, and then they look and it's the classic public domain film character Nosferatu. Right? You got that? I was listening to songs from Kendrick Lamar's new album TV Off. And well, no, GNX, and the song is called TV Off. And I was like, well, then who turned TV off? Kendrick Lamar. And like I said, that's not funny. But I did think of it, so now you take it. Kendrick Lamar. If it were a YouTube poop, it would be funny. YouTube poops are coming back into fashion. The people yearn for the poop. For a while there, it seemed more like people were just like, make actual, like, sensical memes or use AI, but no. Now people are just like, nope. You splice those words together. They weren't in fashion. I just feel like they weren't the zeitgeist. But now they're kind of becoming the zeitgeist. Like, for a while, I mostly knew YouTube poops because during, like, a Snapcube playthrough, she and Paper Box House do a lot of them. That was one of my main things I knew them from. But now it's just people legitimately just posting them again. High quality. And you know what? Listen. You're good. You are good for that. Trom. Live your truth. Feel happy, you know? Like, Lord knows you should. If you want to know the definition of brain rot, don't, go to Webster. Just fucking, just try and keep up with modern memes. It's not a good idea. So, with that in mind, you're probably better off. You're probably just better off, watching what you think is funny. IMO. Live your truth. Be happy. Etc. Etc. Ah, that's not right. I'm gonna brown. I'm shitsing. No, no, that's a meme that makes me laugh. I'm shitsing. You know what? I do want to put a fence here. I think it might be best, one, to make this a bit darker. To make my brown a bit darker. And then, move it back some. So it's not going to line up like 1 for 1 with the OG, but that's fine. Man, there's like one recent meme, like talking about like brain rot internet culture. There was one recent one that I didn't know fucking anything about. And then it became a big deal for whatever apparent reason, right? And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Felt so old man there. And I'm not even gonna say what it was. Because then someone's gonna be like, oh, okay, you didn't know about that. You've gotta see that. And I'm like, I don't want to. I'm actually happy, just not really knowing on this one. I'm fine. It doesn't even necessarily seem bad. It's just like, at this point, I don't feel like getting caught up. Alright, well this looks pretty good. And what was I thinking of? Turtle. Color. Also, okay, good. I need to check that I had done a thing. Turtle color. And here's what we're gonna do. And do this. See. X. We'll label this XC1 BG blur. Because we're gonna go into a filter, because this is gonna be the background, so you know we can't exactly have it be like hyper focused. Like, I think that'll be good. And you know, I saved the original. There's that. So if we need to turn it up or down, well, we'll just do that. Seriously, you didn't know about that. Trom is reading my mind. Trom has hacked into my computer and is using my non-taped over camera to read my mind. And they're just like, oh, Cahill, you didn't know about that meme. Begins posting it in chat. Lord, people I knew in real life, I just realized this. I kind of blacked this out. People I know in real life were talking about it in person at Thanksgiving. I just realized that. I would argue one of like the two ways I know about this one meme that I don't know about. It was because of Thanksgiving shit, apparently. Probably better than politics. That's for sure. But still, I don't like thinking about that. Alright. Alright. What's all this then? Remember to take it off pause screen. Good, Cahill. import. Blah 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 blah. That's the comic. Blah 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 blah. Here we go. Just minor reference stuff. Yeah, so just do these top ones real quick. Oi, what's all this then? You got a lesson for this? Hey, you can't do this accent. Oh, I guess I see. Okay. We are going to pick out a nice shade of red. I'm gonna kind of... I'm gonna fudge these numbers a bit right now. Because I want this to have like line art, like we were doing with the classroom scene. But rather than try and make circles with line art and fill them in, I figured I could just use the select tool. You'll see what I'm talking about, chat. Don't you worry. Just trust old Papa Cahill. What can I do for you? Father O'Malley O'Sullivan will call him, who is also Italian. Hellsing Abridged is great. Maybe better than Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And people, I feel like, have really given Dragon Ball Z its time to shine. So, you know, I'm not playing you for the fool here. I really mean it. I really mean it. It's really good. Alright. Man, I looked at like I just really took a minute to look at what the screen looked like. What with Pig behind an opacity layer, and then like these 3 red bulbs appear, and I was like, huh. You really gotta trust the process. DBZ, that is. Well, I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which is a redubbed over version, usually for comedic purposes. And I've said this before, I could go like full video essay mode about the things that make Dragon Ball great. OG Dragon Ball, but I'm not here trying to like convert you. Listen, if it's not been it for you, then that's fine. It'll be good for you. I'm not going to. I could redirect you to some good essays about what makes Dragon Ball so which, by the way, it is just like Dragon Ball. I'm not trying to be a grammar nerd here, but Z is just for the second half of the Dragon Ball manga, which when it was animated switched like teams and took a new direction, like a slightly new new production shit, yada yada yada. So they added a little thing to denote it. But then Dragon Ball Z got brought over without original Dragon Ball in the States. So now everyone just calls it Dragon Ball Z. Even though if you were like looking for just original manga, it would just be Dragon Ball. What about Cowboy Bebop? I used to think that, Meat, but sometimes you gotta open your mind. Well, not even open your mind. You have to realize that anime isn't a genre. Much like animation isn't a genre. It's anime is animation. So. Well, I mean, listen, you watch what you want. To a degree, I'm like, okay. I might have some thoughts about some pieces of media, but I'm not like I'm not gonna get on your nards for what you wind down with after a day in the coal mines. What specific, CBS crime drama you tune into as you eat a warm meal on your TV tray? That's your bag, That's for you. I'm really kind of fudging this curtain, but it's been a listen. I already talked about brain farts. Don't judge me. Oh, like the beefing anime was drawn up. Hi, Malu. Hope you're doing well. So it was also from mine. I remember watching Person of Interest with my family back when that was on. That was pretty cool. I've honestly thought about going back and rewatching it. Especially since I've been liking Hitman, and to a degree, Person of Interest is just kind of Hitman. But Dragon Ball and fucking My Neighbor Totoro, despite both being, I would argue, equally prominent, not remotely the same genre. Same, Malu, same. Malu, I have let me ask you this. Not to just give this as an entry survey for everyone who comes in the chat. For your 2 cents, what do you think would be a better direction? Adventure, kind of children's adventure books? Or comic strips? Newspaper comic strips? If you were gonna pick one up to read, what do you think is better? Totoro meeting up? I imagine they would just party. I will say, while the pieces of media they come from are not the same genre, they do just seem like big friendly dudes, so. Also, to be clear, when I say comic strip, I don't mean one. I mean, same amount of reading as the children's book. Just present it in a different way. I feel like another thing I need to look into is how many publishers print in a wide format, because that's kind of, I have a comic strip book right here. You know what, Malu, I've thought about that a lot too, and sometimes it just helps to hear, sometimes it just helps to hear it from someone else. I really appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. I don't mean to do that to people. I don't mean to be like, you, on the spot. No. But sometimes I'm just I need a completely blind opinion. Quickly. Stranger off the street. I hope this hasn't come across as me having a breakdown on stream. I'm legitimately just talking shop as I it's an art stream. I'm talking about my art. So I'm just like, should I keep going the way I'm going? Should I adjust course? More sailing metaphors? Third sailing metaphor? Should I jack on my Titanic till she iceberg? Who can say? Yes to the last. Do I have? I think my family just loves to throw shit away whenever we move. I think I had a VHS Titanic. I don't think I still have it. I think that's one of the VHS that got away from me whenever we moved. I saved a good few of them. Just because nostalgia, holding on to a little parts of my childhood I can. But I do remember big box set of Titanic. Actually, I think that's how I watched it the first time. I found that in the basement, and I was like, I haven't seen Titanic. I want to. I know there's boobies in it, but I'm just autistic, and I like ships. I didn't even realize that. Chat, okay, you want to hear an actual, like, revelation on stream? You know how everyone will be like, I was late diagnosed with autism, and I didn't realize, even though I liked trains, etc. That should have been me with Titanic. I'm almost positive that there is in fact Titanic branded autism out there, you know? I've seen enough people get obsessed with that ship to know that that's probably a thing. You got something in your brain chemistry if you were obsessed with not the James Cameron movie, but specifically the, you know, the historical event. You got something going on over there. Game on. Took 30 minutes speed. Goofy rhythm bubble pop puzzle game inside of a DS game. That sounds like, what's it called? Is it Onion Boy? Sprout Boy? Rhythm Sprout? Rhythm Sprout. Also, chat, you want to take a detour real quick? Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! 2009. DS. This is what I've been playing recently. I dug this up. Speaking of old ass DS games. And honestly, it's kind of fun. Let me see. Do they have screenshots? That's what the duels look like. And yeah, you do race, kind of. There's a lot of weird mini games in it. There was a block pushing puzzle. Yeah, here's a screen. Yep, and here too. Don't play the YouTube video. You got those polygon. Honestly, there's something about these specific like 3D models. They're kind of clean. Malu, I saw someone saying that and be like, I think that ruined. I'm worried that a joke about that ruined 5D's like legacy. And I'm like, was it a joke? Are people joking about card games on motorcycles being a cool thing? Like, was that what we were doing? The autism strikes again? Because I unironically think it's a very cool thing. I've said this a couple times on stream now, you know? How do you make playing card games a physically taxing sport? Just fucking slap them onto a vehicle going 200 miles an hour. I was not under the impression that we were being facetious about this. I was being genuine the entire time. Also, Yusei is just cool. I don't know. I think Yusei is still to this day. I haven't seen newer Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have no intentions to. I think Yusei is the only one with a criminal record. And even if it's through the lens of card games and kind of like trespassing charges, he still went to prison. No one hears that it's time to do. Whoa. But yeah, I stand by what I say. Unironically, very good idea. A little silly, there's no denying, but that's just kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. It's the third installation of this franchise. We gotta get a little more creative with it. I know Duel Academy was like the gimmick of the last one, but let's be honest. That's basically just original Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi was in school. A few of his opponents were his classmates. In terms of like a setting, not really new ground. Fucking classism and high-speed race. Now that's more like it. Now that's compelling. I know I was like, yeah, I won't judge you for what you watch, and I won't. But like, yeah, it's a little goofy. Sorry, not every show can be a cop show. Listen, yeah, I've watched down and watched Law and Order. I sit down and watched Law and Order for a while too. But that can't be every show. If I wanted it to be, I'd just watch the 25 seasons of Law and Order already out. Sometimes you get a little more creative with the premise of your show. Sometimes you make up sports that don't exist in real life and would be wildly impractical because it's cool. It's a good setting. See, that's the problem, Tron. Is Zexel the one right after 5Ds? Like, I've gotten samplings of the new baby Yu-Gi-Ohs. I think so. I've gotten samplings of the new baby Yu-Gi-Ohs as I've gotten back into the franchise. But like I said, I have no intention of really going past 5Ds. Mostly because, like, both, like, metagame-wise and art style-wise, 5Ds is about where I draw the line. And, like, I will admit, this is almost certainly mostly nostalgia. Even though I'm like, yeah, I'm getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And just appreciating it for what I didn't see as a kid. Even with that, I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't feel I don't really feel like it. 30. There we go. Oh. But this is 32. There we go. Now it looks like a stage. Got a drop shadow. Good old drop shadow. Curtain.
I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. I never drop. The only thing Shadow the Hedgehog drops is Tilted Towers, and we are always getting dubs there. Don't get it twisted. The ultimate life form be cranking 90s constantly.
What did you ever do?
I dropped of my own choice. I had to save Earth from the ultimate life form.
The ultimate life form as in the lizard, not the ultimate life form as in Shadow. Also, like, I like Shadow and Adventure Era Sonic, but has there ever been an explanation? Okay. Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's granddad, was trying to make a bioweapon that could harness the Chaos Emeralds. Alright. His prototype before Shadow was a giant biomechanical lizard. And the reason there was such a sudden change was because Black Doom, who is Alien Satan, came to him and helped him make Shadow. Okay. Not okay, but okay. Alright? You with me so far? Why did that make him a hedgehog? Like, I don't think you can be like, well, clearly Black Doom knew that, like, Sonic would be a thing, so he just tried to make Sonic before Sonic or whatever. That doesn't really work. Because, like, Generations lately seems to imply that Shadow has Black Doom DNA in him. And I don't know what to make of that. Well, I mean, listen. When you can run at light speed and harness the gems that control reality to their fullest potential, then yeah, I would agree with you, Gold. Like, in real life, maybe not. In Sonic World, clearly, yes. There's a lot of anthropomorphic animals in Sonic's franchise. And yet only he and Shadow really seem to be on that Chaos Emerald grind. Like, Knuckles and Tails can use them, but they don't go Super Saiyan. Let's try and beat Sonic too. I have a hot take. Are you ready for my hot take? I was probably good. This was probably going to come up sooner or later because I wanted to play Sonic somewhat soon. I think Sonic 2 is my least favorite in the classic Sonic franchise. Like, Sonic 1's clunky, don't get me wrong. But it's just like a platform. I prefer it over Sonic 2 because I don't like Sonic 2's fucking bonus stages. That's a big chunk of it. I hate the half pipes with spikes. Those are not good for me. And then, you know, like, there's probably more good levels in Sonic 2 than Sonic 1. But, I don't know. I'm a sucker for, like, simplicity. And Sonic 1 is definitely a humble beginnings of the franchise. Probably. Other hot take. Labyrinth Zone, not as bad as people say. I beat Sonic 1 again recently. Labyrinth Zone gave me next to no trouble. So, I don't know what to tell you. I told you hot take. I warned you, hot take incoming. If you didn't listen to me, that's on you. You signed the waiver. Because I gotta go fast. Well, listen. If I prefer the named Sonics almost entirely. Sonic CD, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Mania. I think those are the best in 2D Sonic. Granted, I need to play like Sonic Advanced and some of the modern 2D games, but again, shocker, I'm a Sonic fan. But yeah, I want to try out Adventure on stream soon. Do my first Adventure playthrough for everyone to see. Even before playing it, I feel like I've come to a conclusion after seeing Sonic Adventure 1 all these years, which is, it is a fun game. It's not good, but it is a fun game, you know? And I wouldn't even say that's a wholly design issue. It was almost certainly because Sonic Team was rushed for the umpteenth million time. Because, you know, Sega. Sega! Even with having very little knowledge about coding, I would argue that Sonic 1 issue comes down less to how the game was designed and more about how about glitches and bugs and what have you that were not able to be ironed out. And unfortunately for, you know, whenever someone found a new bug in like Mario 64, that meant that they were able to shave, you know, fucking a millisecond off their speed run, and thus it became a beloved a beloved bug. I don't think that's as much the case for Sonic Adventure 1. I don't think people were just like, yeah, they should have patched out the backwards long jump, even though they kind of did with the All-Stars release, which is bullshit. Kind of hate Sonic Adventure. It's goofy. It's goofy. I like the cut of its jib. Oh. So, I mean, listen, I'm really not gonna get on anyone for criticizing the game and be like, this is held together with duct tape and a dream. But I think there's a very real charm to it. The floor is up. I gotta remember it. Okay. Here's this. Yeah, when I was talking about work I'd be doing on stream today, I mentioned wanting to have like curtains that move. Granted, in editing, that's not really much of my job. But I figured, you know, make curtains that you can at least draw halfway across the stream, the screen. So, no. Just so that way there is the option to open them if it comes up. Okay. Curtains. Ooh, this is left. I know my lefts from my rights. I know my lefts from my rights. Yeah, but I mean, not necessarily in defense. I kind of like in defense at the time, I guess, is that no one, like, I think Mario got lucky. If I'm being honest, everyone loves the Ocarina of Time, but I was just like, I still prefer 2D Zeldas. I think there were lots of games who didn't know what to do in the third dimension, and would have been kind of better off staying two-dimensional. But that's me. That's my old man yelling at Cloud opinion. And I ain't talking about the Final Fantasy character. Because Final Fantasy VII might be the first 3D game, but it's still just kind of basically a 2D game. You know? There's nothing the third dimension really adds in terms of a gameplay experience that wasn't happening in the second dimension. I will say, yeah, honestly, I think the Knuckle levels may be big, but big makes me laugh, so we're gonna leave him alone for the moment. The Knuckle levels should have just kind of been more Sonic levels, if we're being so real. There's no reason to make it a scavenger hunt. But I like the idea of Tails racing Sonic in his levels. I think that's really cool. Amy running from an Eggman robot. I mean, there probably was a better idea for that, but, you know, not horrendous. And then I like getting to play as an Eggman robot. Who doesn't love Gamma? He has a legitimately kind of compelling story in the context of Sonic Adventure 1. And he turns it into a third-person shooter. Even when I was first exposed to Sonic Adventure 1, and was definitely being like, wow, this game is busted, I was still like, this game guy's pretty cool. Let us not lie. Gamma's pretty great. ATM, let us... Oh, also... I was gonna group the curtains in the Xenoblade 1 background together, but then I was like, wait a minute. That curtain's gonna be on top of the whole thing, so... I can just kind of delete this. Let's give Pig a talking face. Pig still. Look at the cuteness. Well, you're also cute, Riku. Here's kind of a guilty pleasure. I hear that so much. I'm glad I own Heroes now. I'm not expecting to hate Sonic Adventure 1 as like a gameplay experience when I play it. Like, it might be a little broken, but it might be like, this is still kind of fun. Well, then I hear so many people being like, Heroes isn't good, but I love it. Stealth says that. I've heard people online say it. I'm just... y'all need to be careful. I'm just starting to think Sonic Heroes might be a good game. What was I thinking of? And I will say this about other 3D Sonic games. I'm not I'm not like wildly sold on, like, I've spoken out many times about my frustration in any conversation around Sonic Unleashed. Because what do you mean it's the best game, but half of it's bad? That's not a good hit rate. I've heard some people be like, yeah, Sonic 06, like, there's Project 06, obviously. but I've heard people before. Also, I'm doing layer stuff. I'm sorry. I've heard, but like honestly, for me, there's not enough there to be like, yes. Like, you know, Sonic Heroes has a lot going on. And Sonic Adventure 1 has a lot going on. And everyone and their mother talks about Sonic Adventure 2, right? Yeah. I get that, Pig. What the... Oh. Oh! 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 I've made a mistake. Wait. I don't understand what I've been doing. But yeah. But Sonic 06, there's nothing in there where I'm just like, yeah, no, we have to. Fucking, there's been other Sonic media that has done Silver better, even. So it's just like, eh. And as I've said before, that game even goes out of its way to retcon itself. So at that point, I'm just like, leave it by the wayside. I'm sorry, 06. I know some people are like, you know, no. No one understands. Listen, I say that about my favorite game. But my favorite game wasn't labeled the worst game of all time, with some evidence to back that claim up. Also, oh yeah, Pig, since you're here, let me tell you something. Yesterday I started stream with like basically a reference shot of your face zoomed in behind the starting soon screen. And then I started talking about how I don't really like Xenoblade, and then I covered it, and I thought that was a clever little pun about Pig catching me in the act of not being a Xenoblade fan. I wanted to toot my own horn. He's so happy. Look at how happy Pig is to talk about Xenoblade for 3 fucking hours. I wouldn't be able to talk about Epic Mickey, the series, that long. If I had to talk about Epic Mickey as a series for that long, I'd just be like, first one good, second one not. Going on. But props to Pig. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Pig Xenoblade audio thus far isn't him just being like, this one's good, this one's okay, this one's better. Just going through like the 4... Are there 5 Xenoblade games? They have 1, 2, and 3. X is a spin-off. Is there another spin-off? There's 4. Oh, okay. Listen. Like I said, I know nothing about this franchise. Cahill, they're all good. Haven't you said before? I remember, because I think the most Xenoblade streams I tuned into was X. And weren't you, as you were playing X, saying something to the effect of, "This one isn't that good, but I love it"? Do I not remember that? Am I slandering Pig right now? X has the best world design, 2 has the best music, 3 has the best gameplay. I wish it was like 1 has the best story, 2 has the best music, X exists, 3 has the best gameplay. Man, you know how often people are just like, Pikmin takes place on like a dead Earth or whatever? I would love it if like you zoomed out of Pikmin and it was just in one of those fields in Xenoblade. Olimar and the Pikmin are just running around doing whatever, collecting stuff. And then way in the back, Shulk's fighting a robot for his life. That would be funny. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here. I really only had so much prepared for today. Next time we'll work on this on stream. We'll probably be gonna be doing the Xenoblade characters. So that'll be fun. But we do have for Pig, we do at least have 2 stages he can use to edit for I mean, let's be real here. Video essay, these 2 screens, it's gonna be a lot of that. Gonna get a lot of mileage out of this. So, but I'm a little tired and I gotta go to wash. A epilogue in the definitive edition. Yeah, but Pig has mentioned just like, do I have to make a follow-up for X? And I'm like, well, if you want to play to the algorithm, yes. Pig, have you thought about considering calling the video "How About This Game" and just seeing if Barry does it? Like, you could also go with good enough summary, but no. Call it "How About This Game." See what happens. Pig, the title of your video should be "How About This Game? Xenoblade official Nintendo," and see who reaches out to you first. I think that'd be a good time. Eagerly waiting on the lawsuits to follow. Let me see. I think I'm just gonna read Nicole. I like reading Nicole. Ads. I like reading Nicole. And, that's the thing, you know. She's been going for a while, but it's a chill time. So, sorry about low energy tonight. We're going to be back on Wednesday. I'm going to be playing a game then. So hopefully I'll be a bit more, you know, able to go a bit longer. Have that stamina in me. And then, we'll go from there. But yeah, I really appreciate... Oh, wait! You know, since Pig's here, let me say this. On Saturday, we're going to be doing more Roll for Shoes. That's going to be a really cool time. So, I hope to see y'all there. So yeah, some exciting streams coming up. I'm just tired today. I mean, I'm tired all the time, but I was very brain farty today. Very brain fog. So, and honestly, probably a lot of reasons for that, but I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.